All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. We're going to do a before work things, which is pretty normal, but I'm going to take a little bit of time and do a Modern Warfare 3 grind because I also have some pretty important updates. So before we get into it, let's see what we were trying to do. I'm still trying to get this now 40K. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's all scratchy when I adjust the mic, and I need to get a new mic, new headset, all sorts of stuff. But for now, well, I guess I should. Let me rephrase that. I should. But as far as I have what I need, I have good internet, and I can upload these things. I have the games. I'm actually doing really good. And these are the things, these affirmations of gratitude that, like, no matter what you have and what you think you have, it's good to just like look around. Like, I mean, and even when I was like down at rock bottom, I'd like look around and be like, well, I have both my hands. There's people out there that don't have both hands. Like, and I cannot stress how extremely grateful I am to have that. I think that goes back to when I learned gun safety in Hunter Safety Club, or I got my Hunter Safety card, which you need to have before you can go hunting. My dad, I don't think he even really cared about hunting. He wanted me to be able to shoot a gun because he was really big into target shooting. He was a military guy, not by choice. He was drafted, but he leaned into it. And my grandfather before him was a military guy. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, yeah. But he raised me to be shooting guns and be able to defend and lead and make good decisions and listen to the whole story, not just one perspective, and then make decisions and all sorts of things that, like I still see adults struggle with today. One person in particular that, oh boy, and that might be in the private like Patreon section where I talk about that, but I also don't really like spilling the tea and putting people on Front Street just for the sake of it. Like, I would only do stuff like that to make change, and I already did that. I pulled the guy's covers, called him out on some lies. Actually, now let's talk about it. So, one lie, he said that he accidentally unassigned himself from a ticket I sent him. Okay, so let me just explain the ticket system. You click the button, you type your name. Oh, or you pick the person from the list. And if you click it again, it unassigns it. But if you click it again a third time, you can do the same exact thing. So basically all he did is he just didn't click it, or he lied. There's no way around it. He lied. Like, you would have to be brain dead to not understand how the system works. Like, but even then, even if he absolutely just couldn't figure it out, spent more than 2 seconds on it or whatever, he could have asked me, been like, hey, I accidentally unassigned myself from this, which he never did. So, and it's these things. It's like, this dude, he doesn't think that I'm watching, but that's all I'm doing. I'm like trying to figure out, like, wait, how do I have less work? And this is the dude that, yeah, whatever. We won't spill the tea, but back to the big things happening. I have now written a check that I need to cash. So I have bragged about the online voting system in front of the governor on his Facebook post. I had a very good discussion back and forth with a few folks. I had one lady come in and try to mansplain to me what cybersecurity is, so that was fun. And she was right. There was a lot of things that she threw out there, buzzwords that are very accurate, to which I replied, I was like, votes don't matter. This is not protected health information that we're protecting here. And if anybody thinks that their vote is a secret, you're lying to yourself, because all of your social media posts create an algorithm that explain very, very clearly which political party you're more aligned with, including libertarians. Like, there's really easy ways for computers to analyze this stuff, and human behavior, psychology, it's all mappable. Like, you can almost predict down to the thing what somebody's going to do or how they're going to react to certain stimuli, certain communication, certain tech, media, whatever. Like, there's whole studies about this stuff. And people just kind of go about their lives like, ooh, computer go brrr. It's not watching me. Oh, it very much is. Your TV's watching you. I'm probably on like camera recording right now too. It sucks because if that was the case, I could just be like, hey, put that in my streams and my videos so I don't have to set that up. But tipping their hand and be like, oh, I mean, never mind that CNN did a special, or no, what was it, CNN? No, it was 60 Minutes, I think. But they showed that smart TVs record what they see. It's a two-way thing just by the nature of the technology. So every smart TV is in essence a camera. Your phone's always listening, so that's in essence always a microphone. You're bugged 24/7, and thanks to the Patriot Act. Now, it's both a good and a bad thing. As long as we keep the people in charge honest. And what we have right now is an administration of completely the opposite direction. But let's go back to online voting, shall we? While we get into this, I'm going to get that DAS-P. But anyway, so the online voting. Also, just for a sanity check, I can't hear people, so I'm guessing that I'm still in the party. Yes, I am in the private party. So even with my kids' friends, like, my daughter was sick the other day. I was sick the other day. Alright, now I don't care about the things, I'm just trying to kill people. Oh.
Take them back. Charlie secure. We control Bravo.
Ah, dang it.
Losing Charlie.
Oh no!
Taking fire!
Oh. I don't even know what that spinny thing is. I think it shoots things. Oh no! Jesus.
Enemy KIA.
Got him. Ah, alright. So, but anyways, the online voting server allows for the masses to have a voice, to have a protected voice, and have a control, or at least communication about literally everything that's going on. And that's important because, you know, we had representatives. We shouldn't have that anymore. We should not have representatives because we can represent ourselves and our own interests. The problem with that is we need to be aware of what these decisions are, their impact, and all that stuff. But there's no reason that the common person shouldn't be included in the briefs. The only reason that would be that, there's no ethical or moral reasons for that. Because the reasoning has been, up until now, is the select few that are in the club have held control of these things on purpose. So now that, like, well, I'm doing really trash. Of course I joined this round like halfway. Not that it matters. I had open shots on a lot of people so far. Like, these people are not exactly masters at this game. So I'm just playing sloppy. I've had the drop on several. Oh, I think it flipped. I think they're now appearing behind us. Ah! Okay, so that one was good. Oh. No, that's cool. Shoot through me to kill them. I'm all for it. Ah. Anyways, and the concept of online voting is actually pretty simple, and it's amazing that we haven't done it so far. I think it's because people just haven't had the nerve to, like, speak up and be like, hey, let's do this, and not just speak up. I'm like beating a dead horse, just like, hey, we should do this, hey, we should do that. But now it's in the government's face, or the governor's eyes, like, and the governor's already aware of who I am. Like, I mean, for better or worse, like, that's, I mean, I'm on his radar for a few things. Now, whether or not he's actually paying attention, that's, you know, I can't tell him what to pay attention, what not to. But there have been several instances where we've actually interacted. Oh, dang it. I was waiting for them to come around the corner, but nah. Alright. Whee!
We're taking Alpha.
Okay.
Friendly UAV online.
Uh-oh.
The enemy took Charlie. We
Yes.
control Alpha.
They're gonna be coming around. Yeah, I got one. Alright, cool. Finally, I've got 4 kills. Alright. But I mean, I'm just trying to get 200,000 XP on this gun.
Thermite incoming! Friendly
Oh,
UAV on station.
gosh. Ugh. Okay, hold on.
We control 2 objectives. Enemy securing Bravo. Friendly UAV
Anyways,
online.
sorry. I had to sneeze and then had all this and stuff. But anyways, let's get to it. So, basically, the idea of the online voting system is we vote through email. And we have a registered email with our voter registration. Super easy to do. People are just trying to make, like, mountains out of molehills and, like, oh, well, that's horribly insecure and everybody will have your email. Well, everybody that's on LinkedIn already had their email leaked. So, it's done. It's happened. They have your email. Now, what we need to do is we need to live in a zero trust world where we just assume everything is compromised and then we just act like we're just careful like that.
Watch your fire! Reloading!
Oh,
Friendly UAV on station. At this time. Securing objective Bravo. We're losing Charlie. Loading fresh mag.
they're coming this way.
All objectives secure. Keep it up, lads.
Reloading!
There's another one coming this way. There we go. I think I saw another dot. Let's go get him.
Charlie.
Yep.
Changing mag. Requesting recon flyover.
Enemy securing Bravo.
Reloading! Loading fresh mag.
Dang it. That was horrible. I wasn't shooting him at all. And I was leaving myself wide open and exposed. Like I said, I'm just out for that weapon XP. I don't really care about the rest of the stuff.
Enemies taking
Maybe I should care a little more than that. So, but anyways, and I do have college this with me, sort of, like loosely. Like, I mean, but even that needs organization in itself. So, basically with the concept or the pieces. Oh, that's not me. Oh, that's me dying, yeah. Anyways, the concept is we have a web server that displays all the votes, everyone's vote. Doesn't matter. That way, every person can do a control F and see the count of that politician's name and see exactly what the vote count was for their area. And then you could, if you're curious, you could go to every area, do a control F, find the person's name, and see exactly how many votes they have in every voting district, every state, all public record. We should no longer be having this shroud of secrecy about votes, because that's where all this discrepancy. Poor exercise, being overworked, stressed out, all of these things add up to a culmination of unhealthy lifestyles for the majority. Now, for the select few that make it into that club, they're fine. They have health insurance. They don't have to worry about getting kicked out of their house. They don't have to worry about adjustable rate mortgages like fluctuating on them randomly, like, you know, or not even randomly, like, but the people that need to be able to predict when that would fluctuate had no idea what was going on. Hence all those foreclosures and people becoming homeless, like, you know, and all of these things. Anybody who works full time and is a good person should just have a comfortable life. Like, that's it. Like, and as I say that, like this, like these, like fancy, like, you know, places, it's becoming more inclusive to people.
Domination.
Going for
Secure and
C.
hold the objectives. We cannot lose here. We're taking Charlie. Charlie secure. We're taking Bravo.
Ah, dang it. I couldn't turn. That's the problem of being prone. So anyways, yeah, back to the basic setup of an online voting system. All you need is a web server that displays the votes. You need a back-end system that will receive the email. Well, no, first send out the emails. And see, that's the key security feature, is every vote can only be a vote in reply to the email that was sent out initially by the government. And that's how you start like an informal blockchain, or not an informal, but a sort of blockchain where you have a record of each email chain, the initial sent one. It's like TCP connection, actually. You send, they acknowledge the sent, and then you acknowledge the acknowledgement, basically. So it's a 3-piece handshake that we already use in network communications. Like, that's how we use like stable connections for when data matters. Now with this game, data doesn't matter. You might think it does, but every one of these streams could potentially have like several data packets that are dropped, that just disappear, that are just no longer around. So, and that's fine. So anything like streaming, movies, video games, all that stuff, it needs to be UDP, where the packets don't actually matter, the individual data packets. Now what does matter is the overall video quality. So if I missed a couple of frames and even just watching this video, not a big deal. It just seemed like it was a little glitchy. Whereas if it was TCP and it's like, oh no, hold up, stop the whole production until we get this one data packet that I didn't get. That's what TCP does, and that's why like stuff used to be run like that, but they fixed it to UDP for that very reason, because they're like, well, every time the movie stops and it has to buffer, then it has to load in like the next so ever much data, so it looks seamless-ish. And buffering is where you load some of it into memory and then you just play it from memory. So it's like having a CD on you, or a partial CD that you've downloaded. And there's been several different iterations of network like advancements, tweaks, everything like that. Yeah, these guys aren't exactly that great either, but I'm just not that great. And oh my gosh, that was bad. I wasn't ready to shoot. So, but anyways, back to the basics. So you got a website that shows all the votes, and not by name though. You still want to like have some anonymity for whatever reason, like your husband beats you or something if you vote the wrong way, which that's a bigger issue that we need to address as a society. But but for now, let's just focus on voting and not wasting money on finger pointing and people's stress levels about thinking that our government is rigged or whatever, like any of that. Even if it's just a false appearance, that's still bad. It's damaging to reputation. It's damaging to our national security. Like all of this, like our people think that they're getting screwed over and like manipulated, which they are. They're just not in the ways that they really know. It's more of an emotional, what do they call it? Like Operating Mockingbird. They call it propaganda. Like the Nazis used to use it, and then we used it for the war on drugs, which, by the way, no drug was banned on science and health reasons. That's a fact, because now we're finding out that weed isn't really all that bad for you. Let alone is it not bad for you, it's actually got a lot of health benefits, and our bodies were actually designed with cannabinoid systems to receive cannabinoids, chemicals from this plant. So God, or whoever created us, the Big Bang, whatever you want to believe in, they built us with cannabis in mind. Now, that's like the theological argument for it. Now, like the health and the logical argument is, you look at how many people have died from alcohol, but it's still legal and heavily regulated. How many people commit crimes because of alcohol, but it's still legal and heavily regulated. And then you look at weed, and the people that use weed are right up there with the people that use alcohol. Like, they've tried to ban it for a long time, but people aren't stupid. Oh, that was terrible. He deserved to kill me right there. Like, I missed so many shots. But anyways, we got two different tangents going on here. So let's go back to the voting server. Everybody gets an email. Well, first you register your email with your voting service. Okay, that's your email. You might have to do it in person. The initial setup of this is going to take some time. But like I told these people on Governor Poulis's Facebook post, I have an army of volunteers on the ready to do this, to help teach people how to use these tools, how to help people become comfortable with these tools, and understand how there's zero fraud, and also how to understand that there's no real risk in people knowing how I vote. I'm usually a Democrat. I voted Libertarian once. I don't care. I send mean memes to the sitting president of the U.S. because this is America, bud. I don't care. Like, I mean, people can know my political affiliation, and it can change too. just because I used to be a Democrat and I find out that like they're actually screwing us over more than the Republicans, I might switch or not vote. But I think this system will actually be more inclusive overall. So, but anyways, I think, is that the Malaysian flag? That looks very familiar, but anyways. So the voting. So everybody has an email that's registered with their voting service, which we already do with our physical address, and we could stop doing that actually. In fact, we probably should. Like, just stop having physical addresses tied to anything, because that's a safety risk, because some nut job can find out where you live if they even just have any contact with your voter registration stuff or anything like that, or, you know. So emails are just much safer and more secure for physical safety anyway, and we should be doing that. Like, there's no reason we shouldn't be. I mean, we gave up paper maps years ago for the most part because we're not pirates and we have communication technology. Like, you know, the same thing for votes. Why are we voting on paper when we have... It's because people can't be trusted. People are garbage sometimes. So, and until we prove that this is actually a secure system, there are going to be... Oh, God. There are going to be concerns. But I tell you what, I've talked to many people on both sides of the political aisle, and they've all unanimously agreed that if we can ensure zero fraud and accountability and that every vote is counted, that's a system worth looking into. Now, once they hear that it's online voting and that it's displayed for everybody, they get a little hesitant because we've been programmed and trained and conditioned that our votes are super secret, super top secret. Don't tell anybody, you know, because you're going to get in trouble because of who you vote. And some people try to bring trouble, which is illegal. And every cop and law enforcement person I've talked to would say hands down that, well, actually, I haven't talked a lot about this specific thing, but I have talked about it. I'm like, so what concerns you more? You know, this or this? And it's like, well, the person threatening violence because of how someone voted, that's illegal, and that's what I would go after. Like, that's what's breaking the laws. Now, voting one way or the other, not illegal. Like I said, I voted Libertarian once because I didn't approve of Hillary stealing it from Bernie. That's how I saw it in my eyes. Now, whether that's true or not, maybe I should get some clarification on that. But you know what? The damage is already done. So, and my one vote went. Of course, the unfortunate thing is many people felt the same way as me, and if we would have just stuck with Bernie, we probably would have won. But that's speculation, and I don't know that for sure. But I mean, it just seemed like some dirty pool, and I didn't really see anything that proved otherwise. So that's where every person only has so much mental focus to dedicate to this anyway. Like, nobody really cares that much. I mean, they do, but they don't. And then most people don't know how to even make any sense of that or how to use that.
What are you? New mag!
We're taking Charlie. We're losing Alpha.
We're winning pretty good too. But yeah, again, I'm just trying to get the weapon XP with this. I don't know if that counts for anything. But anyways, so back to the voting. So everyone has an email that's registered with their voting registration service that you receive an email every election time, be like, hey, voter, here's, and they don't even need to use names or anything. Hello, here are the current things being voted on. Here's the blue book on them so you can read up about the issues and see what you want to decide. And this will empower people to be more in control with their decisions and feel better about elections when they happen, and will feel less scammy. And yeah, so, and we get that in Colorado anyway. Like, they send out a blue book to all of our mailing addresses, which is a nightmare, and it has a lot of work for the postal office and all this stuff and all these expenses, whereas it could have been an email. Like, there's a common joke about meetings that could have been an email, probably should have been an email, because it's a waste of time. And that's how they see it at that point. Oh, God! I should have known. I'm in the, like, danger zone with that kind of attack.
Securing objective Charlie. Charlie secure.
Loading fresh
They're
mag!
overwhelmed. Keep it this way. Friendly UAV online.
Ammo
Enemy
here!
taking Alpha.
So anyways, so they send out the vote stuff, all the information in that email, and then there's a number of ways that we could do this part. You could basically spit on a piece of paper and email it back. Like, that's how easy it should be. Oh. But no, basically if you just like erase the names you don't want and then send the email back as a reply, then a computer can scan that and be like, oh, okay, these are the names that are still there. And if there are any errors, the computer could be like, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Can you please be a little more specific? Or something. There could be automated systems that guide somebody through this, and on the back end, all you need is like some IT technician or some team to just check the discrepancies. Like, for the most part, this whole system is pretty automatic. So and I'll also be working with the feds here very soon to report some of the bigger cyber attacks that we've seen. People crafting invoices to try to get us to sign and stuff. I'm documenting all of it. And I'm going to be turning it over to the feds as official reports, or as official as I can make them. I'm going to try to work with them and seek their guidance on what they'd like to see. But basically, I'm sicking my government on these criminals that are trying to steal money from my company and basically hurt the company that feeds me. So, and even if they didn't, like, I would still be upset that someone is trying to steal. And this isn't small potatoes. Like, some of these people are trying to get like 50 grand and stuff. And that's why it's funny, because that's actually how it's flagged as suspicious. Because ain't nobody we working with charging 50 grand for anything. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, maybe like a couple thousand here and there for like a training seminar. But even that, we have a list of things, and our finance department like checks the list on every invoice. Like, oh, okay, no, that's spam. And then they reach out to me. They're like, hey, look at this one. I'm like, oh, that is pretty good. I'm going to make a note and make a report. And so, in fact, that's what I hope to be doing today. I'm looking into working with the ACM or submitting a proposal. I still have to investigate that. But anyways, sorry, I keep getting distracted. And that's part of the problem, is because there's so much exciting stuff about this and the potential for the system. And I've been loud about it. So even if something were to ever happen to me, I have people that are ready to take up the torch in my stead. And that's also kind of insurance for myself, because the value of ever taking me out, it's very low. Like, and actually the blowback is much higher than any value that they could get from silencing me. And it's not like that anymore. Like, we've evolved past that. Everybody's a threat with a phone and a computer. Everybody can bring down a government and be like, yep, they did this, they broke this, or, you know, I think we're about to see that with our own government, with kid diddlers. And not kid diddlers, preteen and like young, like the 17-year-olds, maybe we could say they're young adult, but legally in America, they are not adults. And I know Europe is a little weirder. They're like, I want to say like 16 or maybe even 14 is the age of consent, which is, ugh. No, you say that to anybody in prison or that came from prison or jail here, they'd be wanting that guy's address. They want to go find that guy and have a talk. So, because that's sick. I mean, now there is that 4-year rule where it's like, if you're within 4 years, that makes more sense. Like, then it's just slightly creepy, but not like, it's way creepier if it's like some 20-something-year-old with a 14-year-old. That's just right out wrong and it should never happen. But like, yeah, there's so many things. I think the majority of people are in agreement, except for the wealthy elite that just don't care. They see people as pawns. They're like, oh, I'd like to buy this one, like a horse. I want to go take this horse out to the countryside. Like, no, that's someone's daughter. That's someone's sister. That's someone's future wife. Whatever. And even as just a person with like an actual human rights and everything. Nah. Dang it, I still didn't kill him. That was terrible. All right, second redemption chance. I think he's right over here. Oh, that's a long way to have visibility. Oh, now they know where I am. That wasn't even the same one. The UAV can see me, so. Oh, bink. But I got 2 kills. I'm gonna keep pushing this side. Oh, no. That's out of the area. This is where I'm gonna go. Oh! That came from up there. Oh, that was a blind toss, I think. Ah! Alright. Oh, still pushing this side, though.
Dropping ammo. Throwing stun grenade.
Was that 303, boys? Oh, now 13? Anyways. I think we wiped them out. Now they're probably pushing from the other side. Oh.
Hostile UAV in the area.
On your 6. Got contact.
Ah. That's a dead end. I just realized that. That could have been bad. Get away from my ammo box. Are they over here? No? Oh, we have a pretty full team.
Loading fresh mag.
Enemy UAV active.
Jumping over the thing. My body went up far ways. Anyways. So, back to the voting server. I know. We're very sporadic. I got the ADHD. I don't know what HD is, but I got 80 of them. So, but anyways, so you have the website that shows all the votes. And every vote is a line item linked to a voter ID string that is emailed to every voter's email. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. So, but anyways, so you have all the votes, you have a unique voter ID that you can use the copy-paste functionality on a computer. Mac has them as well. You can copy and paste, I think it's like Command-C, Command-V. They tried to mimic Windows systems as close as they could, I think, to like make it easier on their user base. But anyways,
Ammo here.
so yeah, website that shows all the votes, so you can copy and paste that unique ID into your find or your search functionality of your browser when looking at this website, and it'll jump right down to where your vote is, and it'll say the person you voted for or not.
Mission time is half over. Maintain the lead.
Now, if it is incorrect, that's when you send an email and you say, hey, and you should reply within the chain. But even if you just send an email being like, hey, my vote's incorrect, then the team of IT technicians will investigate that vote. And they will see all the different people that sent an email on their behalf. So what this does is this exposes anybody that happened to be able to intercept these communications. And then because of that, they were able to send an email that looks like it's from you with a vote that you didn't vote for. That's a very real possibility. However, if it's just sent and it's not part of that email chain, well then, okay. But if it is part of that email chain, then you just provided clear evidence of something that looks fishy and something that they can investigate really easily. And, and basically a digital paper trail. And so anybody that is able to intercept those emails and send an email will get caught really quickly. Like, it's really easy to catch that if you're looking for it. So anyway, so this is a giant honeypot too, on top of securing the votes, ensuring that your vote is actually counted, because there's also concerns that votes aren't counted.
Gaining ground. Push them back.
Hostile
So-
eliminated.
What's this circle? Why is this circle a thing? Oh, there's someone up there.
UAV active.
Check your fire.
I hear him running around.
Loading fresh mag.
Like, you can hear footsteps, and I feel like the footsteps are louder when they're not your teammates. Like the game's trying to tell you, hey, there's an enemy nearby. These like subtle cues.
Taking fire.
So anyways, so there's the website, there's that. And the biggest thing is just people not wanting to, or not worrying about who knows how they voted. Because the government doesn't care, they just see the number of votes. And if anything, the government should know how people feel, because, and not for any nefarious reason, which would never happen, because like, we're getting as close to it as possible right now. Like, Trump's administration is trying everything he can to become a dictator and take over this country, like everything. And for good reason, because if the rumors are true and he was diddling kids, he's done. Like, he might as well just off himself, because he's going to prison. But, or not though, because look at Ghislaine or Ghislaine or whatever, like, you know, like, we're talking about potentially pardoning her now. Like, what? And she's convicted with proof, like sentence, like she was found guilty. Like she was trafficking children. So, and the fact that Trump doesn't instantly say, nope, we'd never pardon her, she's a child trafficker, that says everything you need to know right there. There's some hesitancy there. There's a hook, there's a link. And people are picking up on that, especially the people that are designed to look for that, like say the feds, people that hunt child predators and like creepy people all the time. They're keying in on this, and their alarm bells are going off. So, and they would do that with poor people. They better do it with rich people too. And that's the problem. We have this two-tier justice system where, human life isn't valued. It's like valued like livestock. And so these kids, and they are still kids, having sexual relations at that age is not cool. I mean, if they're doing it with other kids, that's different. That's like, oh, naughty kids, whatever, like detention, or now we need to have to talk about procreation and like what to be careful of and using protection, like these things. Whereas if it's a grown adult that knows better and and that person's doing these things to these kids, that's why people have such a problem with it, because you're stealing their innocence, first of all. You're messing with their head. You could get them pregnant. You could give them a disease. All of these things that they don't care about because they see poor people as livestock, as a commodity to be traded and bartered with. So yeah, there's the thing. And then the livestock, those people, have saying, hey, we're not livestock, and rightfully so. Like, they're people. So, and that's just kind of where we've gotten to. And it's not getting any better with this massive wealth inequality. Like, we might even be heading to like a purge situation if it cannot be mitigated within time. And then they'll detect the purge is coming on, then they'll push the button and blow up everything. And just all of these layers of weak people because they were pampered too much. And that's what we need to root out, is like the pampering. Like, people need to be given some hard truths. And they need them like instantly too, not later when it doesn't matter. Anyways, then I gotta follow up with something anyway. Oh man, we're gonna lose.
Enemy KIA.
There's a couple over here, I think. Yep.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Ah. So anyways, actually... Oh, no, now I need to get to work. But basically, that's the idea. Well, I'll finish explaining it. But basically... so that's the idea. Let me get out of the match. Let's see how much weapon XP I got. Yeah, now I really got to get to work. I've got a lot of stuff I need to do today. And it is Friday, but... Whew, 49 XP, 1,000 XP. That was good. That was almost like 10,000 just today, because it was 40 and then something. So it's either like 8 or 9 that we just got in those 3 rounds. So that's good. But anyway... that, and they know that. That's the basis of it. And so you see your votes counted, and then the voter registration rolls come in. Okay, we have how many registered voters? Yep. How many people voted? Yep. And then pass keys. That's the other thing that people spiel for today. Ta-ta for now. Hope you're enjoying the series and all the other crazy nonsense that is on my channels, but there is a purpose and a reason. So ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.